Evening peeps, welcome back to the channel. So we're still pushing the Archie's Journey, the We Are Driven team, still pushing Archie's Journey, still pushing Bradley Lowry Foundation. Get yourselves over to Facebook, click all those like buttons, and then get yourselves over to justgiving.com/campaign/Archie's Journey and drop a donation on there, please. I should make it my own little video and stick that up, shouldn't I? So I don't have to say that every time. Anyway, never mind. So back tonight with round 11 of the Chewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup hosted by TANSO Racing Group. So we are round 11 live from Nurburgring GP Circuit tonight. Tricky little circuit. Couple of naughty little corners on it, including turn 1 and the chicane. So drivers just got to be a little bit careful tonight. Let's go and have a look at some scores, shall we? Let's make those bigger so my old eyes work. Rob Scott still out front then, 345 points on the board for him. Only tonight and next week left for anyone to try and make a challenge. Is it possible? Nope. No, it's not. I don't think. Not unless Rob Scott doesn't turn up for the next round. Rob Scott knows he's in the room tonight, so yeah. Points on the board for him. He's going to pull a bigger lead. So Pajonski in second then with 296 points. Luke Doherty third with 291 points. Cutler in fourth with 290 points. So still everything to play for the last few steps on the podium. D-Dot in fifth with 261, still within a shout. Graham Reed's in sixth with 189 points. We've got One Eye Lou in seventh with 164 points. Conrad Racing 8th with 130 points, not 136. KJM 100 with 128 points for 9th. We've got Old Crawler in 10th with, excuse me, 89 points. And we drop down to the bottom half of the table. A few drivers turning up last week. Zach Blackwell and Dan KBL, or Dan Butcher Lord. So gaining a few points. So Mark Parker CRT 84 points on the board for him. Kaz Converter DK 81 points. We've got 75 points on for CRT Millerman. Duds 14th with 61 points. 59 points for Tatey. Dan KBL, as I say, turning up last week. 34 points on the board. Waldy with 19 points on the board, and Zach Blackwell with 13 points on the board. So it was a bit of a shambles last week from the viewing perspective. We had lobby issues, but it was Goodwood, and it is known to be a bit of a glitchy track. A couple of drivers stuck in the pits, even though they weren't. Other drivers saying they couldn't see other drivers for the whole race. So, yeah, PlayStation, sort your servers out, damn it. Right. Let's get ourselves into this lobby. 15 minutes quali, and then we jump into race 1, which is another 15 minutes, and medium tyres only for quali and race 1. Don't forget, peeps, still got stickers and t-shirts available. That's the wrong thing. There you go. There's the t-shirts. Very good quality they are as well. Big shout out to Dave Robinson over at Infinity Decals for sorting those out, and the stickers. £3 each for £3 a pair for the stickers, and t-shirts are £22, and you get a free sticker and free postage. Hit me up on the Facebook page or darksmoker@googlemail.com. There you go. Right, into this lobby then. Who have we got? We've got Cutler, we've got One-Eyed Lou, Old Crawler, Mark Parker CRT, WSR Corky. Why didn't I see you on the score sheet, Corky? I'm just going to have to go back to that. Where were you? Why didn't I see Corky? You've forgotten him. No Corky. Okay. Alright, well, Corky's in the house. Rob Scott's in the house. Luke Doherty's in the house. Kaz Converter, D.90, Conrad Racing, and Graham Reed's. Sorry, not Conrad Racing, apologies. D.90 is probably streaming his race live, so if you want to go and see it from a driver's perspective with the screaming and shouting and all the rest of it, which I guarantee is going to happen because it happens to me when I'm behind the wheel, then get yourselves over to Facebook and go check out D.90 over there. And while you're over there, click all those like buttons on Archie's Journey, Bradley Lowry Foundation, We Are Driven, and the TANSO Racing Group. Why not? Go sign up, get yourselves involved. Right, so we're into the qualifying. Let's get ourselves on track before we miss half of it. So Cutler, first man out on track, rocking the Chewitt Racing livery on his Mini. Rob Scott following around this circuit at the minute with the Dairy Milk livery on the side. He just likes chocolate. Graham Reed's third man out then. The Bluebird livery. D.90. Oh, going a little bit wide there. Let me pull that track map up quickly. Getting it wrong then through Valvoline, old D-Dot. Down towards the hairpin. He's got old Crawler for company heading down there. So these are the first of the hot laps. Out laps already been done and dusted. Cask Converter 7th. Again, Kaz is waiting on a wheel, but I don't know whether she's actually got it yet, so I will be able to tell you at some point. When I look at inputs, still looks a bit jinky. Might still be on pad for Cask Converter. Someone could let me know in the comments if they know. Maybe looking a little bit smooth around some of these turns. Yeah, there's still a little bit of a transition from pad to wheel. Forgetting to press the brake, the accelerator, change the gears, all sorts of stuff you can forget when you're first getting behind a wheel. Mark Parker CRT then in 9th in the yellow. Hot lap time starting to come in then. We'll flick through and have a look at those. Luke Doherty. What does that say? Don't mention the war. I'm not too sure about the livery choice this week, Luke. I don't know what the significance of it is. Again, if anybody knows, let me know in the comments. WRS Corky then. Just coming around this final turn, and let's get ourselves on board with Mr. Corks. He can take us for a lap. Luke Doherty actually going quicker there. So down this start finish straight. Turn 1's going to be the tricky one. It drops away, turns to the right, and tightens right up. Pretty much a hairpin. You can see letting off a little bit early then for Corky, just making sure he doesn't overshoot it. So out of turn 1 then into the Mercedes arena. Again, don't look too bad, but these corners can be tricky. Into the next left, and as he comes out of the Mercedes arena, down towards Valvoline. So almost a 90-degree left this one, almost, not quite. This is where we just saw D-Dot run himself a little bit wide. And then through Ford. And back on the power again, all the way down to the hairpin. Let's change this view up a little bit. No livery on for Corky. Hard on the brakes then into the hairpin. Gotta be careful through here as well. Quite easy to run it wide on the exit. WSR Corky getting a little bit early on the gas. Up through the Schumacher S's then. Again, carry a lot of speed through these if you get them right. Heading up towards Michelin then. Again, tricky little turn this one, quite easy to run wide. Neatly through there. Heading down towards Warsteiner. Again, just taking it nice and easy at the minute. WRSR Corky. So through the Advan kink up towards the chicane. Again, early on the brakes for Corky. Just making sure he knows which lines to take. And then just this short little back straight onto this final turn. Again, not as easy as you think, that turn. You might see one or two drivers try and peel it in a little bit tight and clatter into the wall. So it goes across the line then, still in 10th for Corky. Let's go and have a look at lap times then. So Luke Doherty still out front in the not to be mentioned livery. 2:15.0 for him just as he comes in to get some fresh tyres. Conrad Racing's chucked himself into second, 2:15.4, just over halfway through this qualifying session. LFC Tom, come on Rob. Depends how much chocolate he's had, Tom, because if he's had too much chocolate, that car's going to weigh a chunk. And yeah, they are actually carrying over, I forget who came in first, second and third in the final race last week, but the top 3 drivers from last week's race carry over extra weight into race 1, and the top 3 from race 1 carry weight over into race 2. So from the standard 1050 kilos, P3 becomes 1185, P2 becomes 1197, sorry, 1097, and P1 is 1109 kilos, I believe. So Graham Reed's got himself a third as well. Oh, we just get Cutler driving himself through the camera, getting himself back on track. So Graham Reed's got a 2:16.3. D-Dot also coming in the pits, got a 2:16.5. Rob Scott getting all the shouts in the chat. 2:16.6, sorry, 2:16.8 for him. Like I say, if he's had too much chocolate, he might struggle this week. One eye loose, 6th then, 2:17.1. This guy actually only has one eye, so I've got to give him props, because depth perception must be a little bit tricky. So fair play, one eye. I suppose I could call you Lou, couldn't I, instead of one eye? That would be a little bit more PC, I suppose, but screw it. Old Crawler then, 7th, got a 2:17.6. Mark Parker CRT, 2:18.4 on the board so far. Ooh, Cutler swinging out the pits. Mark Parker just staying out of the way of that fight. Cutler then only managed a 2:18.8 so far. But this man is an absolute genius at saving tyres and fuel. Not that Rob Scott and a couple of the others aren't just as good, but Cutler's quite renowned for it. Someone said in a chat the other day that everyone thinks he likes to take his tyres home with him after a race. They're in that good condition. So Corky then 10th, 2:20.6. Not managed to better that yet. And Kaz Converter possibly on a new wheel tonight, 2:22.3. Does still look a little bit jinky with the old inputs though, but could still be on pad for all I know. Yeah, maybe it's looking a little bit more paddish than it is wheel. See though, I could be completely wrong. Give the current pole sitter a bit of okay. Is this you've been chatting to Raoul again, Luke? What's going on? Huh? You angry man. Look, even on the number plate, I don't know what's going on. Conrad Racing looking to pick up a toe from Mark Parker there, but Mr. Parker running far too slow for that one. Have you just come in the pits for tyres, Mr. Parker? No, you haven't. You've about worn out of tyres. Okay. Graham Reed's also coming in the pit for a fresh set. 3 minutes left of qualifying then. Chance for a lap or two. D-Dot still in 5th. Rob Scott getting himself into 3rd. 2:15.5. So moves himself up a couple more positions. Pushes Graham Reed's down a spot. Pushes D-Dot down. 2:16.5 then for D-Dot. One Eye Lou. 2:17.1. Some more hot laps coming in. Old Crawler then 2:17.6 for 7th. Mark Parker in 8th. It's just got turn 1 very wrong by the looks of it. 2:18.4 for Mr. Parker. Cutler, where Cutler? Come back. Stay on the black stuff. That's the whole point of the game. Still only 9th for Cutler. 2:18.8. first time in line. Second time in line's all the way past the hairpin, so we'll just hang on a second. Corky then 10th still, and Kaz Converter still 11th. So what has Cutler got then? Is he able to go any quicker? He's reduced his fuel. It's his quickest so far. It puts him a second quicker than where he is. Let's just have a 3.9 back from race leader, so that would put him maybe 8th, I think. So he'd only actually make up a position at the minute. Through this next timing mark, has he managed to go any quicker? Oh, okay, 2.1 seconds up. That would put him now 6th. Okay, let's keep an eye on him, see what he's got as he comes across the line. Just a minute left of qualifying, so if these boys get across the line, Cutler taking risks there through the chicane, they do get to finish their next lap. So as long as they can get across the start-finish line, they get another opportunity. What has Cutler got then as he comes up towards this line? From 9th place, he goes into 6th. Yeah, there you go. 2.2 seconds up. So I think Cutler must be carrying extra weight over from last week. As I say, I forget who finished first, second, third. I really should make a note of it, shouldn't I? Right, Conrad Racing's gone quickest overall. 2:14.7 for the man. Pushes Luke Doherty, who's also gone quicker. 2:14.9. Still a quarter of a second in it. Conrad Racing still not messing about. He's out for another hot lap on his last one. Let's see what he's got through the timing line. Oh, he's not far off. He's got a little bit of the benefit of a Cutler in front of him, which will be punching a hole in the air for him. He might be able to get a faster lap here for Conrad. Luke Doherty looks like he's quite happy with his second at the minute. Let's keep our eye on this man then. What's he got through this? Oh, Cutler getting a hairpin a little bit wrong. Oh, he's losing time. Still hounding Cutler though. So we have ticked over qualifying, 15-minute qualifying time. So it's just this final lap run out we've got. What can Conrad do then? Let's just check this next timing mark. If he's not quicker, we'll go and have a look at someone else. No, losing more time. Another 10th down. So probably going to hold on to pole. But Luke Doherty is second place. Rob Scott is going to be third unless he can go quicker as well. Again, now he's got the benefit of a little bit of a tow from Cutler. Has that helped him out? 2:14. No, he's already too far down. 2:18. There you go then. Probably already crossed the line a little bit late. So Conrad on pole then on that 2:14.7. Luke Doherty second, D-Dot third. Graham Reed's in fourth. Rob Scott takes fifth. One Eye Lou sixth. Cutler seventh. So One Eye Lou going quicker in the end there as well. 2:16.3. Cutler seventh. Old Crawler in eighth. 2:17.1 in the end. Mark Parker ninth. Not able to beat that 2:18.4 unfortunately. Corky 10th. 2:18.8. Kaz Converter, again, unable to beat that 2:22. I think just struggling a little bit. Possibly not knowing this circuit very well either, Kaz. So that's qualifying done. Just wait for this time to tick down. Then we jump into race one tonight. 15 minutes. Medium tyres only. Damage is on light as well. So if they do get dinged, they only pick up the damage for a little bit of time. And then it repairs itself. Right, here we go then. Race one. So just keep an eye out on turn one, tricky corner. I don't know what kind of view PlayStation's going to give me tonight. Who knows? Can Conrad hold on to that pole? Luke Doherty's actually on the inside line through there. As long as he can get a good start. Wait for these lights to drop then. They're on red. The revs are up. And it's a good start by all drivers. Nobody left on the grid as well. Conrad Racing slots himself over, holds onto that inside line. Luke Doherty slots himself back over to this side, possibly looking for a better run out. D-Dot's looking for a line up the inside. Luke Doherty, though, gets himself tucked right behind Conrad Racing as we head into the Mercedes arena for the first time. He's got a looking up the inside a little bit there, Luke Doherty. Now again going for the inside line on the exit. That's not going to benefit him through this next turn. So Conrad holds on to first, Luke Doherty second, D-Dot third. Graham Reed's, One Eye Lou into fourth. Having a great start then, One Eye up 3 positions. Graham Reed's fifth up the inside though. Oh, One Eye Lou just off track. That's Valvoline back on track though into 9th. Is he going to hold 9th? I think he is, just side by side with Corky as they run down the hill though. Or Graham Reed's, possibly a little bit of contact between Graham and One Eye. That's why Graham's pulled over, I think. So Cutler now 4th, Rob Scott 5th, Mark Parker 6th, Old Crawler 7th, One Eye Lou in 8th, Corky 9th, Graham Reed's in 10th and back up to race pace. Oh, Cas Converter just actually almost making it past Graham Reed's, but no, has to hold on to 11th for now. Graham Reed's then getting himself back up to full race pace. Luke Doherty up the inside of Conrad Racing. We just jump on board. D-Dot all over this fight as well. It's a 3-way battle for first here. Great big gap back to 4th and 5th, who are battling out themselves, Cutler and Rob Scott. Right, we'll just jump ourselves on board with... Oh, Luke Doherty slings one round the outside at the chicane. That's a great move. Takes the position off of Conrad, and how Conrad is looking like he might lose this position into the final turn as well. Oh, he's turned in on D-Dot, a little bit of contact there. Side by side as they run down this start-finish straight. Conrad Racing actually carrying a little bit more speed than D-Dot, so he's going to hold on to that second, but that's just allowed Luke to disappear a little bit. And if we look behind, we've got Cutler and Rob Scott closing up on this fight now. They've just got to be careful. Really ought to think about breaking away from those two behind. Luke Doherty holding it onto that top spot then. Conrad Racing unable to get back at him. Him and D-Dot having a little bit of a battle at the minute. Tiny bit of contact through there as well. Rubbin is racing though, people. Different lines through there. You can see the gap develop between Conrad and Cutler, and D-Dot. If we look behind, that's just brought Cutler and Rob Scott closer into this fight. Into Valvoline. We saw D-Dot get this wrong earlier. Cutler and Rob Scott both closing up. Oh, Cutler running a little bit deep though through there. Under all sorts of pressure from Rob Scott. So Luke up front, he's holding just under a second from Conrad. I say that, he pulls it up to 1.2 as he exits the hairpin. Conrad in second position then, now almost a second in front of D-Dot, so the top 3 is spread out a little bit. Cutler only 1.2 seconds back in 4th, being hotly contested for that position by Rob Scott in 5th. Now, is Rob playing the long game here? Is he just using the Cutler to drag him closer to the boys in front? Doubt you're going to use all your fuel, so that's not going to benefit him. Might save him on tyres a little bit, but it is only a 15-minute race. Did just put a purple sector in though, old Rob Scott. So flick back up to the front. Luke Doherty lost some time. That gap only down to 0.4 of a second. D-Dot lost a little bit more time, only a 10th though. Kept that gap between himself and Cutler pretty similar. Rob Scott losing a little bit of turn through the chicane in the final corner as well. So 5th, he's got a little bit of work to do to try and close that gap back up on Cutler. Back to 6th, One-Eyed Lou then. He's held on to that position. Graham Reed has come back into 7th as well, so managed to work his way back through the pack. From 10th, there was a little bit of contact. Ooh. A little bit of contact between Graham and One-Eye, but doing the right thing. Pulled over and let One-Eye back through. Mark Parker in 8th and behind this battle, just 1.9 seconds back. He's got another 1.3 back to Old Crawler behind. Corky coming in there a little bit hot as well and chopping the corner on the way out. Why not? All over the back of Old Crawler though. Are we going to see the move down into Valvoline? Tucked himself out, went for the move. Old Crawler out, breaks him though through there. Down into Ford. Again, Old Crawler holding the position. And now Corky, unfortunately, a little bit far back to get the toe down the hill to the hairpin. He might be able to make that time up and running back up the hill and towards the chicane. Hard on the brakes then into this. Dunlop hairpin out there quite cleanly as well. Makes up a little bit of time on Old Crawler. Through the S's then. Handfuls of curb on the way into all these corners. Could have taken that one a little bit tighter there, Corky. Just losing a bit of time then to Old Crawler. Keeping on track through there. That's one of the turns you can run it wide quite easily. This one as well, quite easy to stick yourself in the sandpit there on the left. Again, Old Crawler just pulling away from Corky here. So back up front, race lead under contention. Conrad Racing pulled that half a second gap back and now takes race lead off of Luke Doherty. Luke Doherty sweeps back up the inside though on the exit of final turn. And now we'll hold the line into turn 1. Oh, Willie, Conrad Racing might be able to sling one across the track in front of him here. Trying to outbrake each other. Conrad Racing's gone a little bit deep. Side by side as they come into the Mercedes arena. Conrad Racing holding that inside line, keeping the speed around that turn 1 then. Retakes race lead, but for how long? Again, there you go. That's how fighty Luke Doherty is. Already trying to get back up the inside. A little bit wide there for Conrad. Again, that gives Luke a run down towards Valvoline. He will be on the outside. But if they can run it side by side, which I very much doubt, he'll have the inside line into Ford. Oh, they're trying. No, Conrad takes it. Again, I've got to have a run down to the chicane as well. Luke, get those wheels off the grass. A great exit by Luke all over the rear end of Conrad down here. Let's get ourselves on with Conrad looking back. Let's get ourselves a bit of bumper view. Just backs up. D-Dot brought himself back into this fight. Luke looking up the inside here. Tiny bit of contact again. Side by side as they run it through the S's. No eye contact between them though. That's how racing is. There you go, Luke taking that tighter line through there. Carries a little bit more speed, although Conrad is on the inside of the line here. It's a great lap for these two. D-Dot right back in the thick of it as well. He's now piling the pressure on Luke Doherty. So there was 3 seconds separating these, 2.5 seconds separating these three. Great exit by D-Dot. He's going to overtake the pair of them here. Can he run it around the outside? He's got a nose up the inside of Conrad. Conrad can't defend now into the chicane. I've got to change camera. It could be chaotic. D-Dot gets through. Conrad Racing, Luke Doherty side by side through there, but Conrad holds on to it. Luke Doherty third now. Bumper to bumper on the exit. Cutler and Rob Scott are still battling out for 4th and 5th as well. Nothing in it between these two. A little bit more fuel on board for Rob Scott, so he has managed to save about 1/8 of a tank. Hold on, let's just have a look at this. It's all kicking off up front. Conrad Racing, Luke Doherty and D-Dot still battling it out. Conrad Racing going massively deep through there, but he does hold that inside line. Nothing Luke can do about that one. He's just able to get himself up the inside. A little bit deep through there, but he holds the line into the exit of this turn. Now D-Dot with race lead. What can he do? Can he break away? 2 drivers behind him are battling it out, and they have been for about a lap and a half, 2 laps. Still at it as they go through Valvoline down towards Ford. Luke looking for a completely different line through there to get a better exit. Now, can he get the run down towards the hairpin? No, he can't. D-Dot's going to be giving Conrad a little bit of a tow. Are we going to see a move by Luke? He thinks about it. Plenty of room given by Conrad Racing. Luke does just carry the speed. Holds on to second for now. Conrad Racing then right on his chuff as they head through the S's. Now, are they going to battle or are they going to work together to try and close back up on D-Dot? He's got 3/4 of a second gap between these two at the minute. So they've just got to think about not letting him escape. Okay. Battle away, but don't let this man disappear down the track. Gap down to 0.5. So in the slipstream range as they head up here. Conrad Racing as well will be thinking about a move on Luke. Luke's not going defensive up towards the chicane. He will be getting a tow off of D-Dot, so it make Conrad's life a little bit harder. They close that gap up on the P1 driver. Gap down to 0.4 of a second as they head up towards this final turn. Oh, again, D-Dot going a little bit deep there. Conrad Racing taking the tight line. He's getting his nose up the inside of Luke Doherty here. Luke Doherty, is he just carrying a tiny bit more speed? Yes, Conrad Racing slots himself back in behind in third. Is he going to make a move into turn 1? D-Dot then hard on the brakes. The car swirling under pressure. He's gone far too deep into that. Almost into the sand as well. Gets himself back on track. Takes a cone out. Loses 2 positions. Down into third. Trying a little bit too hard there, D-Dot. There'll be some swearing in his live stream. I can guarantee it. 3 minutes remaining in race 1 then. Luke Doherty holding race lead. Apologies people, I've not looked at most other people at the minute. It has been pretty intense up front. Let's go and have a look at them now. Screw you guys. Luke first, Conrad second, D-Dot third. Cutler still holding fourth. Rob Scott though all over the back now, thinking about making a move right at the end of race 1. 2 minutes 45 seconds. Can Cutler hold on to that fourth? Graham Reed's fifth. Then he's managed to get his way past One Eye Lou. One Eye Lou only losing 1 position though, down into 7th. Mark Parker 8th. He's now got Old Crawler all over the back of him. What can Old Crawler do in the final stages of race 1? He'll be getting the tow off of Mark Parker now down towards the chicane. Sorry, the hairpin. Doesn't go for a move through there, Old Crawler. Almost running himself wide. Are we going to see him chase down Mark Parker up towards the chicane? We'll come back and have a look at that. Corky in 10th. 4.9 seconds down. And Cas Converter 20 seconds down in 11th. Right, what were we looking at? Here we go. Old Crawler, Mark Parker. Screw you guys at the front. We'll have a look at you in a second. Let's just see what Old Crawler can do on Mark Parker running up this back straight. A great exit there. Just bides his time on the exit there. Old Crawler. All over the back of Mark Parker as they head up here. Mark Parker knows there's nothing he can do. He's gone for the tight inside line through the kink. But Old Crawler carrying the speed. Oh, he's cut the chicane though. Probably going to pick up a bit of a penalty for that one. There you go, half a second. So he's got to lose that and try and defend now from Mark Parker behind. Let's get ourselves back up front. On to final lap now then. Just a minute remaining. D-Dot managed to get himself back up front. Luke Doherty second. Conrad in third. Still nothing in it between these boys. Jostling for position right to the end here. Cutler still fending off Rob Scott, but can he do it? 30 seconds left of race 1. Rob Scott looking for a way past. He's just been tucked behind the Chewitt Racing liveried Mini of Cutler for the whole race. Thinks about a move down towards the hairpin. Cutler chucks himself to the inside line to defend that. Great exit there by Rob. It gives Cutler a little bit of a nudge. So are we going to see Rob Scott pinch fourth from Cutler at the chicane, probably? I don't want to miss this, though. So D. Luke and Conrad still bumper to bumper down here. D. punching a hole through the air for these two. Who's going to get it? Luke Doherty went defensive from Conrad Racing. D. into the chicane first. Luke Doherty follows him through. And again, all the way over to the right-hand side of the track. Going to be 3 wide almost as they come into the final turn. Conrad Racing looking for an inside line on Luke Doherty. It's going to be to the line for this. D-Dot's going to take first. I don't know who's going to take second. Luke Doherty takes it by the skin of his teeth. Conrad Racing takes third. Cutler does hold on to fourth. So, Rob Scott not going for the position then. Takes fifth. Graham Reed's closing right up on that fight as well. Takes sixth. One I lose seventh. Mark Parker is going to come home for eighth. He's managed to defend from Old Crawler as well. Old Crawler coming home in ninth. Had a couple of good battles tonight, I think, Old Crawler. WRSR. I don't know why I call you WRSR Corky. Comes home in 10th, WSR Corky. And Kaz Converter goes through that chicane up towards this final turn then. And Kaz takes 11th place. So, race 2 tonight. They're changing it up a little bit. So the top, how many? The top half, I think, of the field are going to be reverse gridded, but they start at the front, if that makes sense. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Race results. So D-Dot taking the win, then Luke Doherty second, Conrad Racing third. So those three will carry extra weight into race 2. Conrad Racing will be 1,000. Standard weight is 1050. Conrad will now be 1085. Luke Doherty will be 1097. And D-Dot will be 1109 kilos for the second race. And let's just have a look here. Who's going to be? I think it's going to be Graham Reed's on pole. Then Rob Scott, then Cutler, then Conrad, then Luke, then D-Dot, then One Eye Lou, then Mark Parker, Old Crawler, Corky, and Kaz Converter. I think, unless they reverse grid the last half of the grid as well. I don't know. We'll find out. Conrad Racing taking fastest lap of the race there as well. 2:15.1. Didn't pay any attention to that. The racing was too good. Absolutely nothing in it between those top three as they came across the line. Even though there was probably a bit of swearing and shouting from D-Dot. But he was loving that race, losing a bit of time, gaining it back, taking the lead, losing the lead, and then taking the win. Yeah, they're the kind of races you want. Neck and neck, bumper to bumper, side by side through the corners. Yeah, they're the ones. Clean as well. A couple of little bits of contact, but again, it's to be expected when drivers are pushing as hard as they are, coming up to the end of the season. Finals next week. I forget where we're from. We're at Bathurst. We're at Bathurst for the finals. You maniacs. Well, we already done Bathurst, I forget. Bathurst in the dark, in the wet, and a reverse track, please. Not that you can do that on Bathurst, but that's my choice for finals week next week. Reverse, dark, wet, Bathurst. Go. always something, Luke. There's always something in there. Hey, what's it this week? What's he got? That was fun. Yes, it was. 2 minutes. Let me fix my pedals. His brake came loose during race 1. So race settings being changed there. Tyre wear goes from, I forget what it was on, but it's now on, was it 4 and 6? And now it's 8 and, sorry, it was 6 and 4, and now it's 8 and 4. So tyre wear is times 8, and fuel depletion is now times 6. They do start with a full tank, and they can use any tyre between the racing hards and the super softs. So you will see some drivers rocking, especially you won't see it mid-race once they pit, but when they start the race, you may see some drivers with super soft tyres on the rear and hards or mediums on the front. The fronts, as you know, obviously just watch race 1. 15 minutes, a set of tyres gets blown through quite quickly. Again, tyre wear has been ramped up as well for race 2. So mediums is going to get blown out again a lot earlier. But your super softs on the back will pretty much last an entire race, I'd have thought. But obviously if you come in for tyres, you have to change all 4. But yes, at the race start, they can actually set their cars up with different tyres on the front and rear. But when they come in the pits for a change of tyre, it is all 4 sets. All 4 tyres get changed to whatever you pick. If you remember to press that button, which some drivers have forgotten. Or forgotten to pick up fuel, or forgotten to repair, or fired themselves into the pit wall and been ejected back out onto the track. And yeah, don't get it wrong. So I'd have thought it's probably going to be about 1/4 by the time race 2 starts. That's the one, Luke. Gaffer tape. Doesn't matter if it's brilliant. Gaffer tape's mole grip and a hammer. None of that stuff works. Well, may as well scrap it. Maybe a bit WD. Alright, I'll give you WD. If you need any more than that to repair something, it needs going in the bin. There you go, top 3 weight just been confirmed then. So first place is 1109, second place is 1097, and third place is 1085, whereas everyone else on track will be 1050 kilos. What did you think then, Tom? Did Rob do all right coming home in 5th? Unable to take that position off of Cutler, unfortunately. He was looking dangerous, though. You saw him swerving around, looking for that position. Not quite able to take it, though. I was having my last few swigs of semi-worn brown stuff. Big shout out to my last 2 subscribers, which were, I don't know your names because it doesn't show me, 574 and 575. That's your name now. Not that I know who you are if you pop up in chat. Some drivers then just testing out their cars, making sure they've got these corners right. Again, fresh, different set of tyres. The wear working differently as well, so they just need a couple of extra little practice laps to make sure they, for instance, hit turn 1 at the right time, hit the braking points at the right time, see how sort of quick a set of tyres gets blasted out. You reckon then, Tom? He reckons Rob Scott's got it. Well, he won't be carrying the extra weight for sure. He will be starting, I think, quite close to the front of the pack as well. Yeah, he could be on for a winner here, Tom. If there was money to be laid out on it, that would be a good shout, that one. Again, you've got to consider Cutler. He's obviously not picked up the extra weight as well, so those two are going to be pretty damn rapid. And Rob and Cutler both very well known for preserving tyres and fuel. Graham Reeves did alright on tyres as well last week, I think, or the week before. We're missing Phil Gibbon. Where's Phil Gibb? He needs to come back. He put in a few good rounds as well last season. Yeah, popular league, this one. So I don't know how many, was it season 8? Yeah, there you go. It's been running 8 seasons. I've commentated over a few of them. I couldn't tell you how many, to be honest. 4, maybe 5, I don't know. Yeah, Luke, put your weight on, damn it. No, D-Dot. D-Dot just asking for 2 minutes. No. All right. 15 minutes is gone. Let's say that the race will start at 20 past then. Almost everybody out on track checking their cars. Why are we a driver missing? Who are we missing? Oh, it's Mark Parker. Yes, he did say he couldn't make race 2. Hashtag let's race from D-Dot. He's eager to go after the race 1 win then. So 10 drivers for race 2 tonight, and then the finals next week. Let me see if I've got time to pull up where next week's races are. Let's have a look here. Bosh, no, yes. Can he do it quickly enough? Far too many buttons to press before we get into the website. Cutler. Track list. Where is the finals? Oh, okay. I was totally wrong. Oh, Dragon Trail Seaside Reverse next week. Chicane of Death, people, and it's an endurance. Oh my God, you're a maniac, Cutler. So 50-minute endurance for the finals next week. That'll be interesting. Chicane of Death will take its toll for sure. There's Luke just popping up in the chat. That looked hard work, mate. That pretty much looked hard work. Yeah, all 3 of you. I mean, you dropped D-Dot for a little bit, but he managed to come back at you. What, Dragon Trail Seaside? You're a maniac as well. So if you don't know, Dragon Trail Seaside is pretty much a triangle with 3 varying chicanes in them and some almost hairpins. That's pretty much what all 3 corners are. It's got... oh, it's reverse, so let's think. Turn 1 will be a hairpin and not a chicane. And then it'll be straight into Chicane of Death while you're all packed together. Maniacs. Down to hairpin 2 through the great big wide sweepy chicane. Through hairpin 3 and then the very final tight chicane, which is a great big handful of brake running through there. top 5 reverse then from Cutler. So yeah, that's what's just taken a little bit of time. Cutler's just got to set the grid by hand rather than just going reverse grid from race 1. He's got to set it all up by hand, which does take a little bit more time. Gives Luke Doherty another 5 minutes to write a paragraph for us. Right. No, it doesn't. Cutler giving us the shout then. All to track. Here we go. Race 2 then. Kicking off. Half an hour. Top 5 reverse grid. Leaving the guys at the back to battle it out. Oh, top 5. Ooh, so Rob Scott's going to be on pole. Tom, get down the bookies. Rob Stappen's going to win it. Or is he? Can he fend off a very hungry Cutler? A hungry Cutler pillar. What's your chocolate, Rob? Cutler's hungry for it. Right, lights are on then. Revs are up. And we're away. Let's see how they get on into turn 1. Give me a different view, PlayStation. Oh, you swines. Rob Scott then does just creep his way over to that inside line. Cutler goes for a great big sweeping line around the outside. Oh, Graham Reeds comes in like a wrecking ball. He Miley Cyrus Cutler right in the side there. Luke Doherty gets himself through to 3rd. Conrad Racing 4th. D-Dot 5th. Ooh, a little swapping of positions there between D-Dot. Nope, that's the wrong camera angle. Nope, that's the wrong... Jesus Christ. Press the right key, smoker. Conrad does just hold on to 4th then. D-Dot in 5th. One Eye Lou 6th. Graham Reeds in 7th. Looking up the inside of One Eye Lou. Keeps it on track this time into Valvoline. Through forward as well cleanly. Still being harassed by Graham Reeds though, running down the hill. Oh, has he got himself up the inside? I think he has, down towards the hairpin. One Eye Lou gives him plenty of space then. Graham Reeds slots himself through to 6th. One Eye Lou 7th. Still kicking off in 3rd, 4th and 5th at the minute. Old Crawler in 8th then. Corky 9th and Kaz Converter 10th. Rob Scott out front. Pulled himself a bit of a lead over Cutler as well. 0.8 of a second. Still just within that slipstream range, Cutler, but he's... Oh, not anymore. He's not. That gap up to 1.1 seconds. Pulling away as well. What tyre have you gone for? Soft for Rob Scott. Cutler's gone for the soft as well. This is going to be the same as race 1 here. We've got Luke Doherty, Conrad Racing and D-Dot. Graham Reed's involved in this fight as well now though. Luke Doherty holds on to 3rd. He is carrying 2nd to most extra weight. Conrad Racing carrying 3rd most extra weight. D-Dot carrying the most extra weight. And he's still holding on to, or swinging across the track then, trying to drop the toe from each other. It's not working. All vying for position. Luke Doherty decides to try and use a bit of pit lane to get the move done on Conrad. 3 wide. Graham Reeds looking up the... Ooh, trying to get through there as well. Luke Doherty still holds on to 3rd position. Conrad still holds on to 4th. D-Dot 5th. Graham Reeds 6th. One Eye Lou tucked onto the back end of this fight as well. He thought about making a move up the inside of Graham Reeds. He does go for a move up the inside of Graham Reeds. Great move there by One Eye Lou. Graham Reeds has another little look back on the exit of that Mercedes arena. Doesn't make it stick though. Nowhere for D-Dot to go. Graham Reeds pushed back down to 7th now then. Old Crawler trying to cling on to the top 7. Bit of a gap back to Corky, another 2 seconds back. Kaz Converter 3.9 seconds back. Nice livery this week, Kaz. I'll say that. Right, Rob Scott, man of the hour. Tom's mates starting to pull more time over Cutler. 1.4 seconds the gap. But this is where the fight is. Conrad Racing through to 3rd. Luke Doherty 4th. D-Dot 5th. I have pulled time now. One Eye Lou, cork in the bottle at the minute. But holding 6th, Graham Reed's 7th, and Old Crawler definitely involved in that fight. Oh, One Eye Lou's gone a little bit wide. Graham Reed follows him off track as well. Old Crawler all over the back end of Graham Reed's, side by side as they're running down towards the chicane then. Oh, making a move. Making a move, getting all the speed then for Old Crawler. He's made up 2 positions here. Can he hold on to them? One Eye Lou's managed to pick himself up a penalty. And he holds on to that 6 as well. Great move there by Old Crawler. Slings himself up the inside of 2 drivers. A little bit of a penalty for... oh, he's picked up another one. Oh, One Eye Lou. He's got the chicane wrong as well. Picked up more penalty. Drops down to 8th then. But Old Crawler almost a second over 7th place Graham Reed's now. Came out of nowhere coming out of... I forget what that turn's called now. And clings himself. Oh, One Eye Lou nearly taking out half the field there. He keeps himself involved in this fight though. Oh, he's gone a little bit wide through the first part of the Mercedes arena. He's got himself back on track. Still trying to lose that penalty. Let's see what's happening here. So Rob Scott, okay, not stretched his lead as much as I'd thought. He's got the gap to 1.3 seconds. Cutler keeping him just in check at the minute. But his tyres looking a little bit worse for where he's having to press his Cutler. Currently holding fastest lap of the race. Conrad Racing has pulled 3rd position and a little bit of time over Luke Doherty as well. So his car slightly lighter than Luke's. He's gone for the medium combo. Luke Doherty has gone for the hards on the front, super softs on the rear. That's one of those strange combinations I was talking about. Does seem to make Luke Doherty's tyres last a little bit more. The car stays feeling the same. It doesn't change feeling as the tyres wear out quite so much. So D-Dot all over the back end of him though. Probably going to struggle a little bit, D-Dot. Again, carrying the most weight from race 1. A little bit more than Luke. Both drivers carrying a little bit more than Conrad. So Old Crawler 6th then, chasing down this pair. In the slipstream range as well. Luke Doherty clinging to that left-hand side of the track, trying not to leave a gap for D-Dot to make a move into the chicane. Again, that's just allowed Old Crawler to close back up. Graham Reed slotted himself onto the back end of this fight again. Tight line through there for Old Crawler. Keeps himself in check with 4th and 5th. Makes up a little bit of time on 7th place Graham Reed's. Only a 10th. Closing up again then, only just into turn 1. Got to be careful here. Oh, Luke's gone wide. Oh, D-Dot tried to cover him off. Corky's left the room, unfortunately. Oh, Old Crawler looking for that move on D-Dot after the running wide in turn 1. Completely different lines through there for Luke and D-Dot. So Luke into 4th, D-Dot 5th. Old Crawler 6th. Graham Reed still hanging on to this fight. One Eye Lou in the background. Still got a little bit of penalty to lose as well. How much of that have you got left? Oh my god. 0.4 of a second. If you picked up more somewhere, One Eye, possibly sitting in 8th at the minute. So he's got to drop that penalty before he can think about making the move back. Kaz Converter is in 9th. Unfortunately, we've lost Corky out of race 2. Not sure what's happened, but out of the game now. Right, Rob Scott, LFC Tom. Your mate has now got 2.3 seconds over Cutler. Look at the tyres, absolutely worn out on Cutler's already. And we look at Rob Scott's, who's on exactly the same tyre, the soft. He's done a much better job on those and still pulling time over Cutler. Got nothing in the bag then at the minute for Rob Scott. Good championship as Rob. Pulled some good results. Cutler then 2.6 seconds back, then 7 seconds back to third place Conrad. He's pulled himself a great big gap to Luke Doherty though, 3.2 seconds between himself and the fourth place man. Luke Doherty, nothing in it between himself and D-Dot. Just 0.4 of a second as they come around this final turn to end lap 4. So not gaining the slipstream from Conrad in front. Again, D-Dot with a heavier car might just be struggling to try and make the moves on Luke. Again, going wide in turn 1 on the last lap, possibly forgetting he's carrying the most weight from the previous race. Not quite able to make the move up the inside of Luke there then. So gaps stretching out. Old Crawler losing a position. Graham Reed's got himself back past up into 6th then. Old Crawler 7th. One Eye Lou almost lost that penalty, but unfortunately now 6.3 seconds back. 6.2, apologies. Kaz Converter 22 seconds down. Really struggling. And Kaz again a little bit wrong through the Mercedes arena as well there. Rob stomping away with it. Is the dairy milk just a false flag thing? Has he just been eating salads and dust all season to get himself super lightweight? Super Leggera Rob. Cutler then, yeah, tyres absolutely battered on the front end of his car, and he's just losing more time to the first place man. That gap now at 3.8 seconds. Still holding plenty of time from third though, 7.7 back to the third place driver. Gap coming down a little bit between himself and fourth. Luke been given a tiny bit of breathing room, just half a second between himself and D-Dot. That's enough to take the pressure off, that's for sure. D-Dot gets a great run out of the chicane though. But Luke chucks himself into the pits. He's decided he wants nothing left of nothing more to do with those hard tyres on the front. What's he going to go for? What he can only go for with no combination this time. It'll only be super soft, softs, medium or hards. I'm thinking a set of mediums all round for Luke if he ever turns up in this pit lane. Luke, where have you gone? Here he is. And apparently don't mention the war. Taking on board fuel as well then, Luke, down to just under a quarter of a tank by the time he's come in. So he gets released and he does come out on a set of mediums all round. So looking at how much he'd taken out on the hards in stint 1, I think he's realised he doesn't need the hards. He should be able to get away with a set of mediums till the end of the race. We'll see though. First man in the pits, Kaz Converter also in. Disgusting Rob Scott. 5.2 seconds. Now the tyre wear starts showing up on Rob's car. Cutlers are screaming at him, please, please stop. Freshen me up. Put more layers on. Do something. Running until he runs out of fuel then. Probably going to see Cutler in at the end of this lap. Look how much fuel Rob Scott's got as well. Still holding quarter of a tank. Managed to grab himself a 0.5 of a second penalty. He's not bothered about that. Oh, Cutler getting the chicane wrong again. Those tyres really costing him time now. Into the pits he comes as expected. He's lost a bit of time to Conrad racing through that mistake as well. Conrad comes in the pits. Who else are we going to see in? Looks like Graham Reed is coming in. D-Dot is going to stop out. Old Crawler comes in as well. One Eye Lou into the chicane. Is he going to chuck himself in the pits? He's on the hard tyre. Yeah, he's almost... Oh, yeah, he's pretty much out of fuel. So he's got to come in. Luke Doherty, who came in last lap, now on the medium tyre, managed to pick himself a penalty as well. Kaz Converter, who came in this lap, gone for a set of softs all round. Rob Scott not stopped yet. Again, holding plenty of fuel, plenty of tyres. D-Dot into second on those mediums. A little bit less fuel than Rob Scott. Tyres not looking too bad at all, though. Is D-Dot looking for a no-stopper on those mediums? Interesting. I could go and get the inside scoop if I harassed him on Facebook right now, but probably make him crash. There you go. That's just because I thought about contacting him. Look, nearly got it wrong. So doing good on those mediums. Let's come back to him and see how they're looking in a few laps' time. Conrad Racing holding third then. He's come out on a fresh set of softs all round. Cutler into fourth, all over the back. Swap positions. Okay, so Conrad Racing only taking on half a tank of fuel. Cutler gone for the full tanks and a set of mediums all round. And a set of softs for Conrad. So his car is going to be running a lot quicker than Cutler's. But I doubt very much he's going to make that fuel last to the end. So probably going to lose that position back to Cutler at some point. Luke Doherty out the pits. Still got a penalty to lose. Holding fifth. Graham Reed sixth, out the pits on a fresh set of mediums. Full tank he's taken on board. Old Crawler has gone for a set of softs and a full tank. One Eye Lou, a full tank and super softs. Okay, and more penalties for One Eye. Kaz Converter has gone for the softs and she took on a full tank as well. Rob Scott in this lap then. And D-Dot follows him in. Conrad Racing from third. Coming up towards the chicane then. Pulling a little bit more time over Cutler. Again, his car's going to be running pretty quick. It's a little bit lighter than Cutler's. The tyres softer and grippier as well on the softs versus Cutler's mediums. But again, Conrad probably going to have to come in right at the end of this race. So he's got to make the most of those tyres now. Rob Scott comes back out the pits then. There is Conrad. Fresh set. What have you taken on? Super softs, front and rear. Maybe a little bit too much fuel there, Rob. Just over 3/4 of a tank, or just over a full tank. Still holding 6.2 from Conrad though in second. Now 2.7 over Cutler in third. Again, Conrad probably going to have to stop before the end of the race just to pick up a bit of fuel. Luke Doherty still trying to lose that penalty in fourth. Plenty of breathing room for him. And he can just see Cutler in front. So his championship rival is 5.4 seconds down the road from him. Yeah, no Pajonski this week as well. Graham Reed's holding fifth. Here comes D-Dot then out the pits. A fresh set of mediums on board for him. And a full tank as well. Again, not too sure if you boys needed the full tank, but you lot are driving. Crawler 7th, still not out of this fight yet. One Eye Lou 8th. You just like penalties, One Eye. Is that what it is? You're missing a bit of red on your car, so you just thought you'd pick up some penalties. Not enough red on there from the Red Bull, no? Okay. Kaz Converter then holding 9th. We have lost a driver from this one as well. 35 seconds back, so yeah, it definitely doesn't look like Kaz has got her wheel this week either. Wonder what's happening there. So Rob Scott still with a 6-second lead from anybody else. Conrad Racing, closest rival at the minute. He's pulled more time over Cutler. Another 2 seconds. But you will see the little red mark on those soft tyres get bigger very quickly. 11 minutes remaining. Cutler still holding fastest lap of the race as well, 2:14.6, lap 2. Luke Doherty trying to close that gap up to the third place man, but it's not happening at the minute. He's carrying too much weight, I would expect. Picking up penalties as well for his trouble. Graham Reed's 5th. He is being closed down by a D-Dot. Still got old Crawler in this picture as well. He's only 1.9 seconds back. Let's get ourselves on board with Graham. Looking back at D-Dot. What's the gap at? 1.1 seconds. Not anymore. Getting a great exit out of Ford then for D-Dot. Gap down to less than a second, closing down as he comes down towards this hairpin. Very wide there for Graham. Starts stretching away from D-Dot. The gap was down at 0.7. D-Dot definitely within slipstream range. Just needs to keep that. Oh, it's just stretched over the second. Just loses that slipstream. I think it's about 0.8, 0.9 of a second before you lose it. Can D-Dot get himself back in touch before this long back straight? No, Graham Reed pulls more time. Gap up to 1.2 seconds as they exit that turn. The Warsteiner right-hander. Closes up under braking, but carrying far too much weight, I think, D-Dot to make a move on Graham. Gap still at 1.3 then. So Conrad, there you go, Conrad chucking himself in the pits. Where are you, Conrad? Losing positions all the way down to 7th now. But he will have a fresh set of tyres and probably the lightest car on the circuit by the time he comes out the pits. So we see how he gets on with that. But we have only got 8 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. These are pretty long laps, so he's going to have to thrash the pants out of that Mini to try and make anything of this race. Rob Scott, though, look at the gap. 17.2 seconds over the next fastest man, Cutler. Super soft tyres not showing their wear really at the minute. Short shifting as well from Rob Scott. Saw him get up to about third. There you go, half revs in 3rd, changes up to 4th. Half revs in 4th and into 5th. There you go, that's what's saving him his fuel. And it's very, oh okay, he's just taken fastest lap of the race there as well on those super softs. As to be expected, 1:14.4. Pulls more time over Cutler, 19.2 seconds now. Absolutely nothing that Cutler can do about this. Luke Doherty has closed that gap up though. So it was 5 seconds. It's now down to 1.4. Tyres on Luke's car looking a lot worse than Cutler's though, so he's going to struggle here, although he is still closing the gap up even with the extra weight on board. Gap down to 1.2 now. Graham Reed's up into 4th. D-Dot still 1.2 seconds back as well. Not able to close that gap up. Old Crawler keeping himself just in check. 1.5 seconds back in 6th. One Eye Lou losing a bit more time. Still holding penalties. 11 seconds down in 7th. Conrad Racing back out the pits. Fresh set of softs on board. Why didn't you take super softs, Conrad? Spank them till the end of 6.5 minutes. 7 minutes to go. Oh, maybe taking on far too much fuel as well. Over 3/4 of a tank. Gas converter. rolling around in 9th, 43 seconds down, unfortunately. Tyres looking very worn out. Rob Scott, disgusting amount of lead, 22.8. It's going to be 23 seconds before you know it. There it is. Luke Doherty's got himself past Cutler as well. What's happening to Cutler? Cutler, have you forgotten to take weight off from last week or something? What is happening here? Luke's tyres are more worn out than yours. Oh, you are carrying slightly more fuel. Okay, Luke Doherty actually. Oh, he's pushing it. He's pushing it close. He's pushing it close on fuel, is Luke. Minutes 20 remaining. He's got about an eighth of a tank on. I don't know whether he's going to be able to finish this race without fuel. He might have to stop. Again, pulling a little bit of time from Cutler. Graham Reed's all over the back of Cutler now as well. Cutler is hemorrhaging, starting to hemorrhage places here. There you go, look. Graham Reed's just able to pull up on Cutler, no problem at all. Didot, unfortunately, 1.7 seconds down, but Old Crawler's got himself right back in that fight. He's only a second down, so possibly a little mistake from Didot. What's Old Crawler got then before the end of this race? Can he use that toe to his advantage before the end of this one? They're going to see 2 more laps. Racing makes up a position, gets himself past One Eye Lou then. One Eye Lou also coming in the pits for another set of tyres and some more fuel. Gas Converter giving it a wiggle-a-thon. Again, just staying off of the racing line while the race leader Rob Scott comes through. Good racecraft from Kaz. Not going to worry about anyone else for a few seconds either. Apologies, Graham Reed's has already got through. No, he's not. He's miles back. Graham Reed's past Cutler. Luke Doherty has had to come in the pits then. Where is he? Fresh tyres and some fuel. That's wrecked his race. He's still holding 7th. One Eye Lou just coming around that last turn now. Luke gets released though, so he is going to take that 7th place and hold on to it. Rob Scott though, 27.8 second lead. Still those super softs not looking too bad at all. So Cutler might hold on to this 3rd Willie. Didot's only 1.6 seconds back. He's managed to pull more time from Old Crawler. Not using that slipstream to his advantage as much as he'd have liked then for Old Crawler. Conrad racing up into 6th, getting that position from Luke while he came in the pits. Luke's 7th. 14 seconds down now, so that's pretty much that for Luke without a mistake from somebody else. One Eye Lou in 8th and Gas Converter in 9th. Again, losing WSR Corky in race 2 and CRT Mark Parker. Well, Mark Parker CRT. So it will only be Rob Scott that gets another lap after this. This is where the fight is right now. It's Graham Reed's versus Cutler for 2nd. Didot just in the background of this one, but still 1.2 seconds down. So he'll be quite happy for these two to battle it out. It'll allow him to close up. But he has now only got this final lap to do it. Cutler hard on the brakes. Both drivers going a little bit deep into turn 1. Cutler takes the wider line, looks to come back down the inside of the Mercedes arena. Graham Reed chops his nose off though. No contact. Again, just goes a little bit defensive. Tucks himself into the middle of the circuit. Make it as difficult as possible for Cutler. Again, drivers carrying so much speed through there. They're running themselves off track. They don't pick up a penalty for that one. Cutler trying to hang on to the tail end. He goes for a move into Ford. It doesn't quite work out. Graham Reeds comes back across the track in front of him. And now compromised on the run down towards the hairpin as well. Slowed down enough so he couldn't make the attack here. Graham Reeds goes a little bit deep into that one, or just takes the wider line through. Gets a good exit though. Cutler not as fast out of there. Is still within that slipstream range, 0.4 of a second. Will be closing up as they head towards this back straight. Not if you stick a wheel on the sand, you won't, Cutler. So he does lose a couple of thousandths due to that. Through the left, into the right. Needs a good exit here to try and hang on to Graham Reeds. Get the move done into the chicane. Again, Graham Reeds just got enough, I think. 0.3 of a second. Rob Scott already crossed the line. Sorry, Rob, I'm going to stick with this fight for now. So Rob Scott takes the win. Cutler looking for the move into this chicane. Not able to get it done. Graham Reeds. Oh, he's compromised into the chicane. Trying to outbrake Cutler there. Just cost him a little bit of time. Nowhere for Cutler to go. He tried to run around the outside as he does here into this final turn. Graham Reeds, though, keeps the speed around the inside and holds that second place. So Rob takes first then. Oh my God, D-Dot just behind him and all. Where is he? Race leader. Rob Scott takes first then in the Chocolate Mobile. Graham Reeds takes second. It's a good race by Graham. Cutler takes third position. D-Dot fourth. Conrad Racing takes fifth. Luke Doherty is going to come home for sixth. There it is. You'll have to let me know what that livery is all about, Luke. Old Crawler is going to come home seventh. Again, started to put the fight onto some of the mid-pack there, but just lost a bit of time towards the end. Cas Converter already crossed the line, and we just wait for One Eye Lou, and One Eye Lou comes home in 8th, and Cas Converter takes 9th. So that was... Why did it say... Oh, it still said we got a driver running. So that was round 11. Pole position, fastest laps, and the victory for Rob Scott. Oh. All the points for Rob in race 2. Yeah, Corky lost Corky in race 2. Mark Parker CRT also couldn't make race 2 either, so down a couple of drivers unfortunately. But yes, finals next week, as mentioned before, live for a 50-minute enduro, 50-minute enduro around Dragon Trail Seaside. Chicane of Death Extraordinaire Spectacular, and it's reverse track as well. Oh, so it's turn 1 is a hairpin, turn 2 is Chicane of Death, which when you lot are all bunched up like that is going to be Chicane of Death, alright, because you won't have given yourselves any room to get through there, will you? No, you won't. So come and check that out next week, people, because that will be a fight and a half. Interesting to see what tonight has done to the points as well. So yes, make sure you come and check it out next week, same time, same place, 8:30 Monday night for the finals. 50-minute enduro round Dragon Trail Seaside, reverse track as well. Do you boys do double points for the enduros? Can't quite remember. That'll be interesting. Again, I don't think anybody can catch Rob Scott. He's just far too far away, unfortunately. So what have I got coming up? Just this and the Thursday nights at the minute. So one more week of the minis. And Thursday night we've got the return of the Archie's Journey Mazda Challenge with the P1 boys at 9 PM. So we're into season 2 of that. Race 2 as well. I forget where that race is. But yeah, the MX-5s always make for some real good racing. I think the TANSO boys have just started a league up as well. Or about to start a league up of the MX-5s. So yes, next week, well, my week coming up is Thursday night, 9 o'clock for the P1 boys and the Mazdas. And then the finals of this next week, 8:30 on Monday. Come and check it out. If you fancy helping my channel out, get yourselves over to buymeacoffee.com/dartsmoker and drop a little donation on there if you can. If you actually want something for your money, then where's that gone? Then I've got t-shirts and stickers available, so probably the very similar amounts of what you would put into the Buy Me a Coffee donation thing would be just enough to buy you a pair of stickers. So think about that before you go on buymeacoffee.com. £3 for a pair of stickers, £22 each for t-shirts. Hit me up on the Facebook page or dartsmoker@googlemail.com if you want those. Yes, other than that, I hope you've liked what you've watched. If you have, give it a like, comment, subscribe, share it out. Tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dartsmoker. I'm out of here.